I am so excited about today's episode. Today, we are sitting down with Michelle West, the founder and CEO of BIA Nutrition, a certified nutritionist coach, a certified personal trainer, a NPC bikini competitor, a former Broadway star, and most importantly to me, my friend, my dear, dear friend. Today, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a CEO, how she built her business from the ground up, and how to focus on that one thing so that you can use your audacity to achieve your dreams. I'm so excited to get to talk to her today. Let's get to it.
Woohoo! All right. So before we get into everything, I have to publicly say congratulations to your husband
Thanks.
for
Thanks.
making his Broadway debut in
Yeah,
Titanic
crazy.
the musical, which is getting a lot of buzz right now.
Yeah.
So excited. And something that I found that was super interesting about that was the fact that you were talking a little bit about it on your Instagram, how on your birthday, you always make a wish for someone else that's not you.
Yeah.
And the last year, and you don't tell anyone, so you're not going to tell me what this previous birthday wish was, but you said that last year's was for him. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I just feel my husband is a super hard worker, but he's also that type of hard worker that is like I will not tell other people what I'm doing. He's very much so in the
Mm,
background. He just kind of like sits down, he focuses, he does his work. And there's a lot of work that is put in. I'm the opposite. I'm more so of the like I'm telling you what my hard work is. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And he's not that. So I just wanted him to be able to see the fruits of his labor pay off, all the hard work that he's put in for multiple years of being a performer, being a drummer, a musician, all of the things that he has done for Titanic in general. So he's not just the drummer for the show. He actually is the programmer for the show. He programmed the entire off-Broadway
wow.
run. He also provided the drum set for the company as well. So all of the drums and stuff like that, the programming is all Matt. So you'll see if you look in the program for Matt, it's not just drummer. It's like he programmed the music for the show. So yeah, it's deeper than just, surface level with Matt. He's always that person will take it 10 steps further. You just don't ever see that he's doing that.
The
And
invisible labor.
but I see it because I hear all the stuff that he's like, I'm
Yeah.
doing this and this. So my birthday wish for him last year was, I was already in Water for Elephants, and I, was experiencing having my first like original Broadway company for the first time, and I wanted that experience for Matt because he's always wanted to hold a chair on Broadway, and we never thought that it was going to come true, and we actually kind of cut that dream off to be like, okay, we're going to move to Chattanooga. We're going to actually take ourselves
Wow.
out of theater. And he was okay with that. But it also was he had to come to terms with, okay, the Broadway dream may never happen for me. And I'm okay. And
Hmm.
I'm okay with that because of what's going on with Bia. But then literally as soon as after we moved, we
He
bought the
got pulled right
house.
back in.
He got the offer, and it was just like, okay,
That's
well,
so
there you go.
incredible.
So my birthday wish came true for him. So
Ah, that's so beautiful. And I love the way that you speak about him. It's very clear that you love him very, very much. So he's a lucky, lucky man to have someone as
oh,
incredible as you
thank you. I
loving
appreciate it.
him. You're welcome. And the show's getting so much buzz. Marla Mindle, she's got what nomination for Best Musical,
Yep.
also Best Actress. Like,
Yep.
my goodness.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
fun fact about her, you know how I work at Ellen Stardust Diner?
Okay.
She used to work there. She got her start there. So
Okay.
very, very full circle moment for me.
Nice.
But to bring it back to you, you were born in Philadelphia.
Yes, ma'am.
You got your BFA in dance at Temple University.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been in Tina
Yes.
Turner the musical.
Mm-hmm.
You were in Water for Elephants the musical, which
Yes, which
we
we
had. That's
did.
how we connected. You you've toured with Disney's Aladdin, the first
Yes.
national tour,
Yes.
Memphis, and many other shows.
Yes.
You're the founder and CEO of BIA Nutrition.
Yeah.
Named, and it was really interesting when I was doing research on this. I didn't realize that Bia is the Greek goddess, and it's the sister of Nike. Which I'm like,
Yes.
come on! I know that
Yes.
was not a coincidence.
Not a
Knowing you,
coincidence at all. Not a coincidence. But
you're a
my husband actually came up with that,
oh
not me.
wow, Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. You're a certified personal trainer,
Yes.
nutrition coach,
Yes.
um, and NPC bikini competitor.
Yes. Currently. Yes.
Currently, you've helped over 250 plus people within BIA.
Yeah.
If I'm correct with that number, I'm sure it's way more by now,
Yeah.
including my mother, which we'll
Mm-hmm.
talk a little bit about. You built BIA during the pandemic when a lot of people were paralyzed,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided to launch this mega business, is the way that I look at it.
Oh, thank you.
You're a host of the podcast Believe in Action.
Yes.
And I can't wait to find out what else you're doing because I'm sure that it's more. So these are just the things that I personally know and things that I've found online about you.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to tell us who Michelle West is in your own words.
Yeah, for sure. Michelle West is just a girl.
Just a girl.
Michelle West is just a girl. West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground is where I spent most of
Come
my
on.
days.
Hey,
Literally. Yeah, I'm just a girl. I like to. I'm a down to earth girl. I'm a hardworking girl. Yes, I'm stubborn as hell. But I am very real and very I just I've always been just a straight shooter when it comes to what I want to achieve and what I want to do in life. And I've never had that thought process of like, oh, my eggs need to be in multiple baskets. You know what I mean? I'm more
Mm-hmm.
so, I'm just like, no, if I want point A, I'm going for point A. And there is no B or C. Like, I'm just going for this thing. And I think
Yeah.
that's what has made me pretty successful in theater, has made me successful in starting a business, which made me successful in bodybuilding. I am just that person that's just like, if I want it, I'm going for it. And I will do everything that I need to do to be able to make sure that I get it. And then I get it. And then I'm like, okay, how, now that I've achieved this goal, what is the next goal for me? Whether it's in that same thing and continue to move up on that thing, or it's, what's the next goal for me? What is the next driver for me? So I really, that's really who I am. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm outside of being a business owner and outside of being a competitor, I am a mom, a dog mom.
I saw your pup just run by.
Brody, we got Brody. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a cousin. I'm an auntie. So those are other things that are just also very important to me when it comes to family. And my husband is my world. I love my husband so much, and like our relationship has gotten me to where I am today. Like, if it was not for Matthew Watson, I would not be the Michelle West Watson who I am today. So it's really just a combination of, he and I, yin and yang, working together to get to where we want to go. And also the just straightforward drive that I have in everything that I do. That's really just who I am, really.
I love it. I love it. So you said that before you move on to the next thing, you always make sure that you've accomplished like I guess the pinnacle of what that is. So how did you know you were ready to make fitness like a full-time career? Because I mean, that's what you're doing right now. You're on Broadway. Was it once you made your Broadway debut, did you decide, okay, I'm going to move over into this fitness space and not just have it as a hobby? Because a lot of people in the performing arts dabble in fitness. I myself dabble in fitness, and when they come to me, I send them to you. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not your girl. This is
Yeah,
your girl.
absolutely. And I think it's a very, I really like that you do that, because it's not for, the thought process of, I don't know what I'm doing, so let's go to somebody else. It's more so of the thought process of being like, I know that I'm not a coach and I don't want to coach other
Mhm.
people. And I think it's
Mhm.
very clear to be like, hey, I'm a person that actually took on the aspect of coaching other people. I know how to coach other people. I do fitness for myself, but I also coach others. And I think learning how to coach others is a skill that you have
Yeah.
to sit down and learn people and learn how to navigate different situations. And unless you're willing to, go through that skill process of learning people, then I don't think that coaching is for you. I don't think that coaching is for everybody personally, but you can
Mm-hmm.
also have your own personal fitness journey that you don't have to worry about any other person. You can just worry about yourself. And I think
A safe space.
yeah, I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I think there's we don't need to cross that line of, if
Yeah.
you don't want to coach other people, then don't coach other people. The realization that I had of being like, okay, I want to go full force into fitness was not actually during Tina. When I made my Broadway debut in Tina, I was doing coaching. I actually built BIA during Tina, more so not, I didn't really build BIA during the pandemic.
Okay.
Was more so of me learning fitness for myself in a deeper perspective, because I started my fitness journey when I was on Aladdin, and that was in
Okay.
2018 when I really started, and that's when I really started seeing my body start to change. And then during the pandemic, I didn't want to lose my progress that I had made, because I had lost like 25 pounds when I was on the road with
Wow.
Aladdin. 2020 was when everything shut down, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to lose this progress. I'm feeling amazing in my body. I'm feeling amazing in myself. I've never felt this way before. Now it's time for me to be able to, I want to maintain it. So I took the pandemic to be able to learn how to maintain it. But then I started getting into all different things about nutrition and protein intake and lifting and, just mindset when it comes to this. And then that's when I started. People were telling me, like, you have really great structure. You should be a bodybuilder. Da, da, da. And I was actually just like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I just like lifting. Like, lifting is fun. I like
Yeah.
learning about lifting. Like, that's cool. But then people started getting into my ear. And of course, I'm the competitive girl that's just like, you know what? Like, it could be fun. Why not? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to dabble into bodybuilding. That's when I started looking for my coach for the first time. But
Yeah.
still, theater was still there for me. So I would guess 2020 was a learning year for me, which is where I like got my personal trainer certification, got my nutrition certification. That was a learning year. It really, BIA and coaching was not a thing during that time. But I was working as a personal trainer. After I got my personal trainer certification, I was working as a personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness.
Okay.
I was a trainer there. I was actually one of the only female trainers that was there.
Wow.
And so that was kind of like my process of like working one-on-one with people. And then, but I really still had the aspect of like, I'm not going to be working here for that long, because I know that I want to be on Broadway, and Broadway is my focus. So I remember I was just telling this to my group, my Be a Baddies on Monday. Like, I told everybody at the gym, like, I will not be working here that long, because I will be making my Broadway debut this year. I had no show in mind.
Nice.
There was nothing no thought process of what that was. I just knew that as soon as theater came back, I was going to audition and I was going to make my Broadway debut. Whatever show it was happening.
Yeah.
And that was, we were just talking about these will statements of like, instead of saying I might, or I'm going to try, or I'm going to do that, like, it may happen. My speech was, I will be making my Broadway debut this year. And then it happened. So I
Words are
was
powerful.
literally, so I just I manifested that, manifested me making my Broadway debut. So then I left the gym. That's when I started Tina. And then when I left the gym and started Tina, that's when I was I had started with my bodybuilding coach as well. And I kind of saw how he ran his coaching style. And I knew that there was also something missing within the theater community and within the dance community when it comes to the idea of fitness, and how they would how they thought about fitness. And what I was learning from 2020 to 2021, I was just like, you guys have got it twisted. You've got it actually all wrong.
Yeah.
The way that I have gotten my physique is actually the complete opposite of what you all are thinking. And people would just ask me questions about like, how the heck are you looking like that? How are you looking so strong? How are you looking so jacked? What do you do? And my answer would just be like, I go to the gym 4 times a week. I eat the right foods and track my macros. I get my steps. That's it. And people did not believe me that I was not like spinning my wheels at, Soul Cycle classes and boot camps
Orange
and
Theory.
Orange Theory classes, or eating as little as possible. I'd be like, no, I don't do that. I actually do the complete opposite of what you all do. So there was a gap in the space of knowing what fitness actually is and how you can do fitness at the same time of living living in that theater life. So BIA was not built. BIA was called Empowered at first when I first started coaching. I brought on about almost. I grew my roster to about 40 clients pretty darn fast when I was at Tina, because people people see your results and they're like, oh, I want to look like you, so obviously I want to start working with you. And I built a roster pretty quickly when I was doing Tina, and I was called Empowered at that point. And then my Matt at the time was like, we can't use Empowered because Empowered, everyone uses Empowered. We can't use Empowered. And I was like, okay, we'll change the name. So then the name got switched to BIA, and then it has been BIA ever since. So BIA has been an LLC since the end of 2021 is when we start, end of 2021. Yeah, when I stopped Tina, then I changed over to BIA, and then BIA has been that ever since. So, but the business really started then. And then when after I was done Tina, I was really loving coaching. That's when I brought on a coach for an assistant coach for the first time to be able to build the business even further, because I couldn't really do a Broadway show and have 40 clients that I was worried about at the same time. So that's when Coach Emily joined my team, and now Coach Emily's with me, and then we are doing that together. So now it's becoming more than just Michelle West.
Yeah.
It's now becoming a team, a business. And Matt was doing all the background stuff for me, all my editing, and all the stuff that you see as far as my social media and stuff like that. That's all Matthew Watson. So during the pandemic, Matt obviously was not drumming as much. He was still practicing, but he learned all of the background when it came to editing my video content, recording, what cameras to get, what the things.
Great.
And that's why I started my YouTube channel in 2020. So
Talk about a power couple.
Yeah, we both were learning both of the things. I was learning basically the front end, and he was learning the back end, so that we can be able to build what BIA is today. So that was all during 2021 when I kind of started building a team. And then after Tina, I had pretty much a year, because that's when that I wasn't on Broadway. I was competing in a bodybuilding competition. I was still growing my roster for all of these, theater people who I was like, I still want to teach them how to do it. And then Water for Elephants happened, which was great after that next year. And then it wasn't until Water for Elephants that I feel like I would say actually for Water for Elephants Atlanta, when we did this together, when I started growing this team and started seeing this, the changes in my clients, and I started getting the feedback from my clients being like, this is changing my life. Like, what you're doing is actually changing my life. When I started getting that feedback, I was like, ooh, I like that feedback more than theater.
Wow.
And
they always say, once you find something that you love more, because theater is a love-hate relationship. Like anything in the performing arts, you have to really love it with your full chest.
Yes.
in order to continue with it. So I love that you're bringing that up, that it took you kind of doing these things at the same time. And then once that BIA and fitness really took over, then you knew that that's where you needed to lean in.
And that's where that switch kind of happened for me, of being like, ooh, I'm starting to get this feedback of just like, I like when people see that I'm a leader. I like when people see that I'm helping them. I'm changing women's lives more than just being on stage and people clapping for me on stage. Like I'm more so of that person of people are just like, no, Michelle changed my mindset, changed my life, and this has bettered my health, my relationships, the way that I show up in the world. Like, it's changing my life. And that's when I was just like, ooh, okay, this is it. And
would you still consider yourself a Broadway performer? Like, is that something you would still go back to?
I still say that I'm a Broadway performer, but it's more so now I feel like going in the direction of me saying that I was a Broadway performer more than I am.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, we did Water for Elephants and I was there for a year, and I haven't been on a Broadway show in a year. So like, and if people say that like If people ask me, they're just like, what did you do? And I was like, well, I was performing on Broadway. They're like, oh my God, amazing. I'm
It's a
like,
great
yeah,
hook.
yeah, like it's great. Like, I mean, shoot, like not many people can say that I've been
No.
to, 2 Broadway shows.
Mhm.
So it's just like they say that, but I was like, I say I was a Broadway performer. I say I am
Mm.
a entrepreneur and a CEO now.
Fantastic.
And I think that's fair enough to say that, because I don't actively audition in the theater community really anymore. And if something came across my table and I felt felt drawn to doing that, well, maybe I would, but
Mhm.
it's not the driving factor for me. The
And that's
driving,
such a powerful place to be.
yes,
To me,
it's
that's the
great.
healthiest place to be within this industry because we hear so many no's. We hear so many no's, and it's devastating for people. And I mean, I've dealt with that. I mean, I did water for those
Yeah,
listening. We did Water for Elephants together in Atlanta, and I ended up not being asked to continue with the show. And Michelle went and performed on Broadway and made your principal Broadway
crazy.
debut also. So which I think is incredible because you identified so much as a dancer,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden here you are singing solos on Broadway. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
But it's just such a more you're seeing you're in the theater industry from a place of power because
Yes.
now it's like if I get to be on stage, this is just extra.
Yeah.
It's just adding to a already full life that I already have. And I
Absolutely.
love that you moved to Tennessee. Your home looks beautiful.
Thank
Oh my
you.
goodness. I see your dog when you're running around looking so happy.
He loves the
You're
space.
I can imagine.
I got space now. Okay. Went from 1,000 square feet to 2,300 square feet. Okay. It's very different.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk a little bit more about how you grew your team. So you said that you went from it just being you, there
hmm
were 40 people on your roster.
hmm
You were working, I saw you on Water for Elephants backstage as a swing. And all when I say that this woman was working, you were so tapped in. And then they were like, actually, Michelle, you might have to go on. And you had client schedule and you were trying to balance so many different things. And I was watching you just like accomplish the world.
Yeah. And I was
So
in prep
and
during
you
that
were
time.
I remember
I
that.
was in prep for a bodybuilding competition during
I
that show.
forgot about that. And I got to watch your body transform when everybody else was eating their little snacks. And you called me out. You were like, I thought that you were in a cut, Gabby. And I was like, full a mouth full of cupcakes.
I remember that. I was like, wait, hold on a second.
I
What?
said,
Ain't you in a
caramel
cup? Aren't you in a cut right now? You said cupcake. I said now.
cupcake.
Because I'm eating from my Tupperware, eating my like minimal food. And I'm like, ain't you in a cut? Come on.
Truthfully, I don't think I really knew what that meant at the time. But honestly, because of you, it made me more aware of that and
hmm
getting to watch your body transform in like a short amount of time. Of course, it comes from like years and years and years
Sure.
of training, but like to watch you 3 months in a 3 month span,
Yeah.
your body will drastically change. And
Yeah.
it's all just about monitoring how many calories you're putting in, how much is going out, drinking your water, getting your steps. It never changes.
No.
It never changes. The
People try
math
to
never changes.
people try to make it so more difficult than what it is, but
And
it
it's
was
really
really
not.
not.
People just don't want to do it. And you know what? That's your right. That's your right. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but just know that you're not going to get those results as quickly as you want, if at all.
Exactly.
But so talk to me a little bit about some of the roadblocks you were hitting as you were building your team,
Yeah.
just what that process was for you, and what you would have told your younger self, I guess, or the beginning self going into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now when I was in Water for Elephants, Atlanta, I was
Hmm.
still a team of 3. So it's me, I am the CEO, Matt Watson is the COO of the company,
Hmm.
and Emily Cohen is my assistant coach. So it's been us 3 for 3 years of us
Wow.
building the business
Hmm.
where we are. And I always say, if it wasn't for Matt, if it wasn't for Emily, my business would not be where it is today. So building the team with them, it was really just learning Emily and teaching her how to be a coach through the lens of understanding people and personalities of different people. Emily is an amazing coach. She knows how to get results like this. It's like she is so good and so smart at being a coach. But when it comes to getting that personality down with learning how to talk to other people and understand other people, and also just having that, like, this outgoing personality like I do, Emily's not that person. She's very opposite when it comes to me. Opposite when it comes to our personality types. But in the 4 years that we have been together, she has now learned how to be that person. And that's usually what it is about, like, building a team. You have to be very clear about what your values are with your team, the core values of your team. You need to be okay with being a leader and giving feedback, and the team has to be able to give you feedback about what you're doing. As long as the team is able to give you feedback and you can take it and be like, okay, so how do we improve? How do we get better? How do we do better for the clients? This is the feedback that we're getting. How do we improve from there? So as long as we're continuing to give that feedback, that's what's making the BIA be what it is today, the team that we are today. But everything circles back to our 4 core values in our business. So so that was,
which are what?
Our 4 core. That's, you know what? It's so funny because if you, I got prep brain right now. I got prep brain, and I'm not even really supposed to be in prep, but I have it right here. So
Awesome.
our 4 core values in our business are, it's called the U factor of BIA. So it's uncompromising integrity, unyielding passion, unique leadership, and unwavering ownership. So as long as we stick to those 4, and then our clients are understanding that that's what we believe in, and our clients are on the same page as us, and our team is on the same page as us when it comes to that, then we'll be able to have an awesome business and an awesome, we can grow the team. So Coach Emily was there for me for the first 3 years. Then we started getting to the point where Emily had about a good 70 clients on her roster.
I thought you were about to say 7.
70.
770. Okay.
70.
70. Yep.
So we grew the client rosters for her to have about 60 to 70 clients. That's what she works with right now, about 60 to 70. Also, Emily is single. She don't have no kids. She lives in Albany,
she has
New
the
York.
time.
She has the time. She wants to be a coach. This is her full-time job. She wants to do that. Thankfully, I've been able to provide she's an employee of BIA Nutrition. I've been able to provide her a job. She was working a 9-to-5 job, doing, I think, call center work. And she hated the job. All she wanted to do was coach. And she quit her job after, I want to say, 8 months of working with us here at BIA. So she quit her job, and now she works with BIA full-time, and she's been a full-time employee within BIA for the past 4 years. So I've been able to—
Congratulations on creating opportunities.
Yeah, I'm creating opportunities for people. Like, I'm actually creating jobs for people, which is freaking awesome. So I'm like, so that's where it's like, it's bigger than just theater. You know what I mean? Like, I'm changing actually people's lives when it comes to my clients, and I'm changing people's lives when it comes to what the work that they're doing. And they love working with us. So that's all I want to do, is keep that up, where, like, people love working with us. So it's like, okay, now we brought on Emily, and then it was like, okay, now we need to expand the team to be able to see more growth in our business. And that's when we hired 3 other people, which I have these 3 other team members are in the Philippines. They work with us on back end stuff, like basically virtual assistants, if you so to speak. So we have 3 virtual assistants. They love working with us. And then we brought on Coach Megan, and Coach Megan has now been with us for a year. And so Megan Benedict is a great, amazing coach. Same kind of process of, like, our hiring process is more so of the, like, hey, we need to know that you know how to coach, and we need to know that you have this personality that Michelle kind of brings off, so that you can be able to coach your clients online. You have to learn how to communicate with people online the proper way. It's not a one-on-one type of situation. You got to have the background, and you got to know how to coach, and you got to make your clients that are online with you, who most of the time will never meet you in person, will feel connected to you through an internet sphere, in an internet space. So Coach Megan has been with us for a year, and we just hired a new coach because Coach Megan's roster is now up to 45 clients. And now we've expanded to another coach, Coach Amber. She just joined on with us. We just hired her 2 weeks ago. So she's a very, very new coach with us. And
congrats, Amber.
Yeah, Amber just started, and she passed all the tests when it came to the interview process and everything like that. So Coach Amber just started, and Coach Amber already has 6 clients on her roster. Within the past week, I've already signed on, 6 more clients with that. So, and me individually, myself, I have about 11 clients on my roster. These are like long-term clients that have been with me ever since like 2021. These are clients that just like, I'm not leaving Michelle. I'll always be with Michelle. I want to be with Michelle forever. So like, and it's like, they just like being with me. They like having that person where they don't necessarily, all of my clients that are on my roster right now technically don't need to be with me. They just like having me. They like having that accountability. And that's the same, and they like having that consistent, someone who's just there with them. So they're always like working on a goal. And that's the same thing with my relationship with my coach. Me and my coach have been working together for 5 years. It'll be 5 years in August that me and him have been working together. So the fact that I've been able to establish relationships with my clients that are on my roster who have been working with me for 4 to 5 years, and all they want to do is work with me, it's like, great. That's perfect. So I used to have a big roster. Now I have a smaller roster because my now job within BIA is to be the CEO of the company. It's not to be a coach. I am the head coach of the coaches. So if the coaches have any questions for me about the client's plans or some, a personality thing that's clashing, or things that they need to like background stuff when it comes to the business and how we're running things and all the stuff, that's when they come to me about that. So I handle I basically, as the CEO of the company, I put out fires. I put out the fires for the company, right? And then everybody else has their individual jobs. And that's how I've been able to grow the business. So you don't see coaches, really doing sales. Like I pretty much do all the sales in the business. So I do all the sales. Matt does all the back end as far as like my social media, the finances, all the tech that happens with BIA and how to run the apps, all the stuff like that. That's all Matt. And then we have our VAs that help us with virtual assistants and everything like that. And then we have our coaches, and our coaches just focus on coaching.
And Matt's doing all of that while on Broadway right now.
Yes.
So you were talking about being the CEO of this company. Have there been any roadblocks or obstacles that you've hit or faced being a female Black CEO within a fitness space that I feel like we don't see a lot of you blowing up, and now and you are blowing up. I think you have over 64,000 followers on your Instagram now.
Yeah.
And I've watched that number grow because we've been friends almost 5 years now, 6 years.
Yeah.
And so how has it been navigating that space, and what words of encouragement can you give to someone else that might be trying to do something similar to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have not seen anything as far as me being a Black female in this business has blocked me from growth. The only thing that has blocked me from growth is me.
Wow.
So, and the reason why I say that is because people think that, oh, it's because of this and this. It's like, no, you're just not actually visible enough. You're not posting enough.
Yeah.
I post every day, and I post every day, 1 time a day. I should be posting. If I wanted to become more visible, I would be posting every day, 3 times a day. Right.
Yeah.
So it's about your, the quantity, right? Some people think it's about the quality of the post. It's more so about the quantity of the things that you're doing, because if you are posting consistently, more visibility is going to happen, right? So has the words of my content changed? Yes. Like the strategy of my content changed? Yes. But the content that I'm putting out right now is it's consistent. Like I never missed a day of posting. So, and I haven't missed a day of posting for the past 3 years, 4 years.
Wow.
So it's more so it's consistency, right? So I have much more to grow when it comes to that. Like, yes, my following has grown, and my and the way that my posts are specifically, and I'm very specific about the way that I post now. That has grown my Instagram account to that. It's really just a system. So you have to make sure that you're staying on top of the system. Once you see the system works, just repeat it. Double down on that system. That's all it is.
I'm really happy you said that because that's how I feel about it. But
Yeah.
people, and look, this isn't to downplay anyone's personal experience. I think that, racism is still very real, prejudice is still very well real. Those things exist, but persistence is key.
That's all it is. It's
It's
persistence. And
undeniable.
no,
It's
it's
undeniable. And
you
if
just
you
have to be
just grind,
consistent.
grind, 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 something's bound to come from it. It's just like getting on Broadway.
Yep.
The more auditions you go to, the more visibility you have.
Yep.
And then from there, if once you start figuring out, oh, what's actually right for you, when you're honest with yourself, like what's my actual type, what should I actually be pursuing, then you're going to start getting results from that.
Yep, absolutely. And people tell me that, ask me all the time, how'd you get on Broadway? Because I went to every single audition that I could have
Yes.
possibly went to.
And you are incredibly talented
And that also adds too,
and
right? So
worked
it's like,
crazy hard to get yourself to
yep.
that level.
So
But you
talent
had a
is
great
there.
product that you were selling.
Yes, absolutely. So it's like talent was there, body was right, strength was right,
Yeah.
voice was on, went to auditions.
Easy to work with.
Continuously working with other people that have seen me work. Broadway. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really just consistency. Consistency is everything, and just keep doing the boring stuff. And I know like people want to change it up all the time. It's just keep doing the boring stuff over and over. Once you see that something works, don't break it. Just keep doing that, and then it will keep going from there. And it's not until you hit that roadblock or that snag where you're like, okay, where does something needs to change here within the business so that we can be able to get past that. I failed many times. I have failed different times in this business. I have seen my business go down and go straight back up. You know what I mean? But we have hit different roadblocks in the business as well. But when we hit that roadblock, because we are very particular about the data, and that's when I first started. If I would have told myself like this, when I first started my business on like track your data, track your data, track your data. And now that I have everything tracked, my data is tracked, like my sales are tracked, my team is tracked, we track everything when calls are recorded, everything is tracked as far as data. Now I can know and I can identify exactly where the snag is. And now we can say, oh, it's that data point. Now we can apply what that data point is. And all of a sudden it starts to shoot back up. So it has nothing to do, it's usually nothing to do with you personally. It has everything to do with the systems that you have in place. Are your systems in place? Are you tracking the data? Perfect. Now we can get to where we want to go. That's the same thing with fitness and nutrition, right? Are you tracking your food? If you're not, then you're probably eating too much. So if you're eating too much, then you're not going to get fat loss. That's what's happening.
Well,
So,
especially with knowing how many calories are in a freaking French fry.
But most people don't know that, Gabby, though. That's the thing. So that's why when I tell people, like, I need you to track your calories. Yeah. They don't know. So it's like,
or even a banana.
Yes.
There's so much sugar in a banana.
And it's not even
it can completely throw you off. It can just throw off. And it's fine to have the banana. It's fine to have a couple of French fries, but you have to know it's the balance of it all.
Correct. Absolutely. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, that's all it is, right? If you want to stay the same, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to grow and you want to change, you need to know the data point on where the change needs to happen so that you can be able to get to point B. That's it. It's very, very simple. So that is what it is in business, what it is in fitness, how you can be able to be the business owner that you want to be. That's how I've been able to grow my team. I found the sticking points of what I've done with what hiring before. I have hired different people in my business, and guess what? I've had to fire them because they're not following the data and what we need to do. And if they're not on the same page as us, guess what? You got to go. Sorry. And it's no hard feelings. It's just that what does our business need?
Business. Yeah,
what does our business need right now for us to be able to grow? Because growth is what we're thinking about right now. So yeah, I've had to fire people in here. Thank God, knock on wood, I've never had to fire a coach. Thank God.
Nice.
Brody didn't like when I'm not saying. Okay. All right. Nobody's at the door.
He thinks it's the door.
Yeah, he thought it's the door.
He's so cute.
Ruining the podcast. Anyway,
it's okay.
Yes.
Well, speaking of growth, so within the arts, a lot of times we have a hard time asking for our worth, specifically when it comes to the dollar amount. How do you go about pricing? We don't have to talk exact prices here, but like, how do you go about pricing your services? And has that been a roadblock that you've hit? What's your experience with that?
How have I gone about pricing my services? This is a great question. I'm trying to think about how to answer this question properly. It's more so about like with the experience that I have and the results that I have and the team that I have built. I
Mm-hmm.
basically put my the value of my company or the value of my worth based off of the time, the experience, the people that I have here to be able to provide you with a service, right?
Mm.
And it's I'm not a low ticket service by any means, you know what I mean? So it's just like but I think there's a reason why I'm not a low ticket service, because low ticket service gives you low ticket results. High ticket services give you high results, and there's a reason
Mm-hmm.
why I get the results that I get. So that's kind of how where I've been able to like, price my services. And as we continue to grow the business, or as we continue to get more results from the clients, and the client, remember, it's also about client experience too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is the client, when they come into this, how do they feel about being with BIA, right? Like when they first come in, they're getting a welcome box that they first open. They're like, oh my God, I get this. And then they're like, oh my gosh, my coach is amazing. They're looking at our apps. They're like, oh my gosh, this is the best
Yeah.
app that I've ever worked on. And oh my gosh, you're using this. Like all of this stuff is not taken for granted by any means. And Matt is the type of person that's just like, we need to make sure that the customer experience is just going up and up and up and up. Our community also inside BIA is beautiful. We have so many amazing clients who want to talk and chat. My community now at this point has seen each other on the streets in New York City and be like, see our BIA logo. They're like, I'm a BIA baddie too. And they come
Oh,
together and they,
wow.
take pictures with each other. Our baddies are there helping each other get jobs. I've seen it in our things, help people get jobs in our business, in our group. We've they will be like, anybody want to go see a Broadway show? Yeah, they're getting together. It's a community. So it's like when you have a community and you have women, like-minded women who want to come together, and then you have a good team that you feel comfortable to be able to talk to about your problems and anything like that. It's not just going to Joe Smo fitness program, and they like, here, good luck with your, here's
Mm-hmm.
your meal plan, good luck. No, like that's not BIA. BIA is like, no, we're going to work with you every single week. I'm going to listen to your problems and your stressors, what's going on in your life, what do we need to do so that we can be able to get you from point A to point B. And my clients and my coaches are there 24/7 for these clients. So therefore, it's like, if I'm spending my time, my effort, my education, all the things on the client, then there's a reason why I'm the price that I'm at, So and people see that once they come in, they're like, oh, okay, I understand,
Mm.
I understand, and then they get the results and they're like, oh, I get it. And then after they make the investment and they come into with us, they're like, no, 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 no. Michelle, what Michelle told me and what my coaches told me, I'm still applying to my life right now to this day. And I don't even work with Michelle anymore. She taught me exactly what I needed in that year and a year and a half that I've worked with her. And now I'm still applying it to this day. And I still look the way that I look, and I still feel confident. I still feel like I'm making choices that make sense because I've done that program. So it's well worth the investment for them, because this is not just a 30-day challenge or a 60-day fix or a 90-day whatever. It's a lifestyle change. And I'm teaching you how to do this for the rest of your life. So now my clients come back to me and they're just like, nah, Michelle taught me how to do this for the rest of my life. And now I feel the best that I've ever felt.
It's beautiful.
So
Asked and answered.
yeah, I think that's what it is. And I don't,
Yeah.
you can't really do that in theater. You know what I mean? Like
No,
you can't set your price in theater. I never set my prices in theater. You know what I mean? Like I was
it's
like,
hard. I mean, I think it comes once you get the Tony nom, once you get the movie deal, but
yep.
it's harder to do. I will say, a time when I negotiated for myself, it was
Mm-hmm.
when I did Beautiful on Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did the first regional run at Ogunquit
Okay.
Theater, and they weren't paying great,
Mm-hmm.
but I did negotiate for an extra $50, and I was making more than all everyone else in the ensemble. So I mean, look, closed mouth don't get fed. They don't. So you have to ask for something. So even if it's
Yeah.
a little bit more within the theater world, it's still something. But you're right, it's a different world.
Yeah, it's very much so a different world, and I wanted to get out of the world where I had a glass ceiling above my head. I
Mm.
wanted to break the ceiling, and the ceiling was broken. Actually, when I realized, like, oh no, BIA's a six-figure business, and I grew it to a six-figure business in the first year that I worked. And all of a sudden, it started changing into more than a six-figure business, and I'm like,
Come on. I love
okay.
it.
So now I broke that glass ceiling and I can be doing that without doing 8 shows a week on Broadway and living my life at the theater.
It's 8 shows is no joke. I'm about to go back to a show and be doing that same thing all over again in an original show. But I'm excited about it. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a labor of love.
100%.
It's a labor of
100%.
love.
I talk to theater people all the time and they're like, "Man, Michelle, for you to be able to build this thing." And it's not saying that I don't work. I do. I work every single day.
Hmm.
Like, people know I'm working hard. If you don't see me on Instagram, I'm back here doing computer stuff. Like, I'm always working.
Mm.
But it's not like how it is on Broadway. You know what I mean? Like, I have time. I can be able to come home to my family. You know what I mean? Like, I can take my
Hmm.
computer with me and take trips to go see my loved ones. You know what I mean? Like, I have a little bit more freedom, and I have not a glass ceiling above my head, and that's what I like,
Mm.
to not be attached to having to be be at a theater. And I feel
Yeah.
like my one of my friends said this really interesting thing, and I have felt that. It's just like, you give so much to theater, you give so much, so much, so much to get very little back. And to me, the difference was between theater and me doing my business right now is I'm giving so much to my business, and my business is paying me back tenfold.
Wow.
Like, I feel it. I feel it paying back to me on a level that is way above what theater has ever provided for me ever before. So it's like, people can clap for you all day, but I don't want to be a broke bitch. Sorry.
Ah, you need a girl. You need
I don't want to be broke.
a- Yes.
I want to make
Yes.
money.
Yes.
I want to live I want to live a free life.
Mm. And you're doing that. And it shows. You're thriving.
I moved, I bought a house. I did what I
And
needed to do.
just to touch on how you helped my family, like my mom started training with you. I think it was like a year or so ago. And
Yeah.
I think she maybe did about 3 months or so. And
Mhm.
she lost like over 30 pounds.
Mhm.
And she doesn't train with you currently, but I know for a fact that you taught her how to count her calories. You taught her how to have a different relationship with food.
Yeah.
And she's been trying to do that
Mhm.
for over 50 years
Yeah,
and
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
solve that. So thank you from the
Yeah,
bottom
you're
of my heart for
welcome.
being able to give back to my family in that way because you really, really have changed her life.
Absolutely. It's really just more so a mindset too, right? Like,
Hmm.
it's one of those things where you see a lot of older clients who will come in and they're very stuck in their ways. They're very stuck in
Hmm.
their mindset and they don't want to change it. And that's our goal here at BIA, is like, this is bigger than just wanting to change your body. Changing your body is surface level, right? It's about how you think, and it's your mindset, right? And if you
Yeah.
change your mindset on the things that you think may be happening, and just actually do and see how you approach the world and how you approach this whole thing when it comes to fitness, you can change your body. You can
Mhm.
heal it, you can change it, you can do the things that you need to do, but you have to get out of your own way. Most of the time, people are just in their own way when it comes to seeing the physique or the body that they want. They're in
Yeah.
their own way. And then I just say, hey, I'm going to flip everything on its head and we're going to do it this way. And then they're like, and then they hate the process, of course. But then it's just like, oh
They love the
no,
results.
I'm getting where I want to be. And it's like, uh-huh,
Mm.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Now I got to teach you how to act, because there's a way that you have to act if you want to stay that way.
Ooh, I love that.
Yep.
All right, we're
That's
getting close to the end of our time. So I wanted to ask you a few questions
yeah.
before then. What's one thing that you're doing right now that scares you, that is requiring every ounce of audacity that you have? It can be as big or as small as you want it to be.
I feel like I kind of did it, right? I feel like the
Mm.
the biggest thing was moving.
Wow.
Was taking a chance and saying, you know what, I'm not going to do theater anymore, and I'm going to do BIA full time. And I'm going to move away from the city that I've always known, which is, New York, Philadelphia, move away, start in a new city where I literally have no family here. My husband's not even here at this point. If my husband's in New York, I'm here. And say, I'm going to put my the all that I can do, the all that I want to do, and the all that I was doing during theater, I'm going to switch that energy and put it into my business. And that was a scary, scary thing. And here I am doing it. And there's so much more that I could do. There's so many more dials that I can tweak and turn. And it's exciting to know that I can literally just tweak one thing and watch my business continue to thrive. So that's really what the point I'm in right now is like, okay, making that change to tweak that thing. And the scary points will always come up. There will always be fear there. But there is an acronym that I just talked to my clients about, and fear is just false evidence appearing real. And fear
False evidence
appearing real. So you have a fear thinking that you can't do something, but actually that's just false evidence appearing real. You think that you can't, but you actually can. So now you have to get out of your own way of that sense of fear or scared and just do it. And then when you just do it, then you'll be like, okay, there's a reason why I just did it. So I'm actually in that process right now, and it's only paid off for me of removing myself from what was holding my business back from growth, which was being in the city and doing that and focusing on, maybe theater. No. Once I removed myself from theater and got myself out of that, my business went shoot.
Have you read the book, The One Thing?
No.
Okay. I can't remember the author at this moment, but it is exactly what you were talking about. And I don't know if you're an avid reader or not, but even if not, listen to the audiobook.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that it'll really resonate with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it's like the one thing that means everything, there's like, that's literally what I practice. So I mean, that's literally what I practice in my life. Like the one thing that matters to me right now is BIA.
And that's how you get results. That's basically what the book talks about. It's focusing all of your attention on one thing. And then as you do that, you're able to figure out how to work backwards from there so that you can hit the pinnacle of what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
So I think that'd be a good read for you. And just would affirm what you already believe.
That's literally what it is. And that's the only thing. And that's the one thing that I was able to do with Broadway too. The one thing that I wanted to do was be on Broadway. I thought about it and I put everything into it. And guess what I did? I achieved it. Boom. So that's great. And so that's what I do in my business. So I guess I could say like that is kind of what that's the scary thing, but there's not a lot of scary thing. I've done a lot of scary things at this point in my life where I just like, oh, this is scary for me. Like, I think ask me that question again in another month. Something will probably come up.
I will absolutely. I will follow up.
I feel pretty secure right now, but something will always come up. You will always have a fear. Something will always be scary. Something will always come up, and that's okay. And that's okay. Like, be scared. Do it scared.
Do it scared.
Do it fearful, but you got to do it. You have to do something. If you don't take action, then nothing will happen and nothing will change.
Love it. All right. So Michelle, where can people find you?
Yeah.
How do they work with you? Where can they listen to Believe in Action? Tell us all the things. Plug yourself.
You can find me in many different places. I'm very active on Instagram. So at Shelly West, Chelley West, West on Instagram. I am also at Shelly West on YouTube as well. So you can go check out my YouTube channel. I do have a podcast. You can go find it in the link in my bio in on Instagram. It's called the Believe in Action Podcast. It's there. It's with my two coaches that we, run BIA with. And as far as working with me, you can always just reach out to me on Instagram. That's where majority of people do reach out to me if they want to work with me. But if you want to see what more of my business is, you can just go to BIAnutrition.com. So BIAnutrition.com is where you can see where like my kind of layout of what I do is there. But I'm very, very active on Instagram. Don't follow me. Don't do me on Facebook because I'm not going to reach back out to you. I probably won't see it for like follow me on Instagram. I am on TikTok as well. I'm sorry. Yes, I am on TikTok. I don't really be on TikTok like that, to be honest. I just post on there, but Instagram is my main handle. You can reach out to me on Instagram. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm like I said, circling back to the beginning of this, I'm just a girl. You can contact me. You can talk to me. Ask me any questions about what my experience. I am an open book.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michelle, so much for coming on the show today. I love you, love you, love you. I can't
love
wait
you.
to see what's next for you.
Thanks, babe.
And have a great day, everybody.
Thanks. See ya.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of The Audacity. We have new episodes every Wednesday. And remember, permission is not required.